customers. Now I think it's time to go in more details about the product, and to get there, I will ask Emmanuel Obadia, the man who leads the product strategy for Sage ERP X3, to drive us into this new version. Emmanuel.
Welcome, everybody. We're really excited to share with you this defining moment, really, about Sage ERP X3. And without further ado, let's jump into V6. A little message for those who know me. Yes, this is a tie. This is a worldwide tie for a worldwide launch. Okay? Let's get on with it. Okay. I'm going to spend 40 minutes or so to give you a bit of the strategy for ERP, long run, and also, of course, to detail some of the key features and the key things we're doing with V6. So to start with, let's talk about strategy. Where is the ERP market headed? In our opinion, it's summarized in 2 dimensions. Very easy to understand. We need to lower transaction costs and expand the number of users in the extended enterprise, meaning the enterprise and its customers, its partners, its suppliers. That's what we're aiming to. That's what the role of an ERP is. First generation ERP were created to really flow processes from manufacturing going through finance and through sales. It was typically usable by internal people in the company, most of it. Second generation, with the advent of the web, took that transaction cost even lower by expanding and with a larger number of business processes being automated with the ERP, which is pretty much the economy of scale of an ERP. So you saw that with the advent of supply chain management, product lifecycle management, CRM, and of course a web presence. Now where are we headed now? Well, you know what? All of us, all the ERP software vendor did a pretty good job. So we automated most of the business transactional processes out there. And people are doing every day is managing exception, going after opportunities, collaborating a lot. Plus, you've got those, I should smile, those digital natives coming in the enterprise and being our managers in the next 10 years, right? And they use different tools. They use Web 2.0 tools. They do a lot of collaboration. They do that not in the ERP, outside of the ERP. We need to re-engage all those people with the beauty of what we can deliver within ERP. And that is really the goal of the ERP of third generation, which is, to us, we think, a user-centric ERP. We need to rethink the ERP from the user out, to re-engage with all the users in the extended enterprise, and to lower transaction cost again. Thus, the technology term SOA, SaaS application, Web 2.0, and so forth. And I would end this piece by a Gartner quote that says, you know, an ERP strategy must be more end-user-centric than before to maximize the benefit achieved from investment in ERP. That's what we're aiming for. And we think with Sage ERP X3 V6, we're getting much more closer to this, and we'll pursue that direction with the next major release codename Emerald and the next one Jade down the years. We've been through tough times, right, in 2009 for the businesses, and let's take a look at what mid-market companies were after when adopting ERPs. 3 major things, actually. Reduce time and cost, accelerate business processes all the way, optimize the use of current capacity. Can you do more with what you have or more with less, right? So, for instance, minimize work in progress so you can serve more customers. The second thing is to interoperate across location. Standardized business process around the company. We saw a lot of standardization of ERPs in company-wide and cope with increasing complexity. Those businesses growing, they discover the challenges of complexity when they start to become multi-sites, right? Again, an example would be how to mutualize inventory. You would like to serve your customer, you don't have your product in stock. Can you have it from another site? You need to know this real time. You need dashboards, you need queries, you need business intelligence. And last but not least is to improve customer experience. We know everything gets commoditized. So how to differentiate? How to keep that relationship with your customers? Well, you need to increase loyalty, you need to improve customer experience, and for that, you need better agility, better responsiveness, and again, an ERP can play a big role. Best in class, we're down 17% in administrative cost, and operational cost and got their monthly closing in less than 4 days. So what I'm going to say and what I'm going to explain to you today is how V6 goes against those 3 top drivers for ERP companies adopting ERPs. I want to share with you 4 simple things. The number 1 thing is simple to use. That has been the primary focus for Sage ERP X3 V6. And as a good example of where we invest R&D, euros, dollars, sterling, what have you, for ease of use is Sage Visual Processes. Do you think drill-down menus, dialog boxes, or implicit workflow is a really engaging way for a human being to interact with business processes on your machine? Not really. So we came up with very explicit and engaging way to present business processes to the users. And you can see that. So that's very visual. Pretty simple. We use a metro metaphor in that case. You're in station 1. Okay, so you click on station 1. Takes you the right place in the ERP to do whatever you have to do. When you're done, come back to your Sage Visual Processor, automatically go to the next station. How difficult is that, right? So we've enjoyed a lot of success with that Sage Visual Processes. It's role-oriented. You can, of course, create your own. We deliver hundreds of templates, but it's all XML-based, so you can share it easily. But what did we improve in V6? In V6, we came up with a new version of Sage Visual Processes that is multi-language to accommodate all of your countries, that the objects are becoming interactive, so you can reflect the state of that job, the metro station, if you will, in a different color, different shape. And you can link to external application, external URLs. So for instance, let's say, that's very strong in user adoption. You can understand why easily, but it also helps to drive change management. Let's say you want to change your purchase request process. You want to add, surprise, carbon footprint evaluation. What do? You change your process, you add a step, you add a link to the SaaS application which will do carbon footprint evaluation, and the next morning, employees come in, and the process is ready to run, explicit with documentation. So that's an example. Stay tuned for carbon footprint evaluation. We'll be back. Now, how much information do you keep in your Microsoft Office documents? Majority, right? And of course, all your documents are attached to your process in context, right? And it's stored on your laptop that you back up on a regular basis, right? Right. And of course, your documents are fueled with up-to-date financial information coming out of your system. Well, we guess not really, and that is why we've integrated Microsoft Office within X3. So let's say I want to make an offer to a customer, proposal. I would go in the ERP, pricing calculation, references, and everything else. And then from X3, I would kick Microsoft Office, a Word document, because you need to put nice wording, the logo of your company, what have you, and send it to the customer, and then save it right back in the ERP database, in context with your process. So that's the beauty of it. Familiar usability in context. And for V6, we've added Microsoft Office 2007 compatibility, and we've improved the integration with Microsoft Office, as we did with many things coming from Microsoft. But in order to understand what we're doing with Microsoft and the beauty to have Microsoft platform integrated with Sage ERP X3, I'd like to welcome on stage someone from Microsoft who's best than Microsoft to tell us this. So please welcome Paula, Paravechio, EMEA Managing Director from Services and Industry. Paula. So, Paula, first of all, thank you to be with us today. Paula just landed this morning from Redmond, right? So
delighted.
And you're still alive. You're still awake.
Been on a U.S. tour and finally back in Paris, so which is my base. So thanks. I'm delighted to be here representing Microsoft.
And we're happy to have you here. So tell us, user experience to Microsoft. What does it mean?
Oh, several things. As you know, Microsoft is a consumer company. User experience really pivots on several points. The connected digital lifestyle today offers the ability to be working, home, and play across a multitude of devices, whether it's PC, smartphones, or browser. and then at home now with Microsoft TV. So having the user experience being seamless and integrated across multitude of devices. Second, as you mentioned with the Office integration, Microsoft Office Business Applications, 90+% of users really choose this as the preferred productivity tool of choice. And Sage was a very early adopter. We've got probably the largest partner ecosystem across the globe in order to enable this and integrate with ERP and dashboards and business insights. And then the third is Windows 7. As you can imagine, we're super excited about the success we've had with this. And this has been the fastest OS selling history in Microsoft, and thanks to Sage ERP X3 for really promoting that and being on the platform.
So now customers have some questions. How should they run their application, the business application? Would it be on the cloud? Would it be on premises? What is your advice on this one?
Yeah, great question. We're seeing customers across several industries really innovate in both arenas. The big thing here is providing customers with choice. And when they do, leading customers are moving to the cloud, and when they do so, they want to be sure that they can have the same proven, scalable experience and secure, reliable experience, whether it's run on-premise or in the cloud. So we're seeing, especially in this economy, that customers are really choosing one of both models.
But they have choice.
Yes.
So I did mention, but I have an opportunity to do so. V6 is operating on Windows 7.
Yes.
It's operating on Windows Server 2008, including Hyper-V for virtualization.
Yeah.
It's operating Microsoft SQL Server 2008. Looks like a beautiful usage of Microsoft platform. But can you tell us what would be a customer benefit in leveraging Microsoft platform for Sage ERP X3 users?
Sure. So Windows Server operating system is also one of the widest deployed. The big benefit now is with virtualization, and 23% are really, we're seeing more and more virtualized hosts. This helps IT really bring the cost down in a reliable fashion and really reduce the footprint. So that would be the first. Second, with SQL Server 2008, again, a very widely deployed database of choice now with 33% unit share. Customers can really massively scale out in a reliable manner at a far lower total cost of ownership. So we're seeing customers, especially in this economy, looking to have a choice and evaluating that as well. And thanks to Sage and the adoption, we've got customers such as Airport de Lyon and EADS and AFT that really deployed on the Sage platform with Microsoft. So thank you for that.
You know what? It's been really a real pleasure to have you with us, especially flying back straight to this. Really enjoyed that relationship with Microsoft and what we've been able to achieve together. So, Paula, with this?
Yeah, our business strategies really map, and I think that's Christian mentioned it earlier about the marriage, and it's the people that really can make this happen. So we really look to Sage and Microsoft innovating with ERP, with customers across the globe and industry. So thanks, Emmanuel, for the opportunity to be here today.
Let's go do that together. Thank you very much, Paula. The second thing I'd like to share with you is fast to implement. Yes, Sage ERP X3 is fast to implement. Revocoat. Once a subsidiary of Dow Automotive in the US, a hot good manufacturer is Revocoat. Suddenly, spin-off, separate company, they're left with a choice, right? The choice is, do we keep the big tier 1 expensive ERP or Sage ERP X3? What do you think they did? But the challenge was, finance must be up and running, guys, from Sage in 1 month, and we did it. Another example, Sage Mobile, which is a mobile phone manufacturer. Similar situation. They came to us with a similar problem and say, but you know what? We need finance and distribution in 8 weeks from now be operating to track our 3 million phones out there. And we did it. So why? How do we come to such fast implementation? There are many reasons, and I can't go over all of them, but I'd like to cover some of them. First of all, it's a fully integrated solution. So you don't need to go buy some external technology and pay for integration. We've been doing this for you, and we had a first example today. We'll have some others later today. A good example of that is embedded analytics. You know, business intelligence is a must-have. So we've done that job, and what you see on your screen here is a result of what you can do, dashboards using business intelligence without having to learn a different tool, though we've integrated a business intelligence stack in the product. And we provide ready-to-use templates so you can nearly operate the product nearly out of the box. Out of the box would be an insult, but let's say, very shortly. If it's not enough, we have an integrated development environment. So you can develop on business processes. You can create your own. And we have a very effective integrated development environment, IDE, just to do that. And last but not least, central deployment. Another company called Rail Europe. They had to deploy the ERP in 5 different, in 5 different countries I hope it's not the bad one. In 5 different countries from one location. And they did it with Sage ERP X3 thanks to the web architecture. So those are some of the reasons why it's fast to implement, and I give you some evidences of that. We pursue that strategy with an improved administration console and more guidance for the administrator. We have revamped our embedded analytics to include even more ready-to-use data warehouses. We've added a number of templates. I don't want to give you numbers. It's a fantastic number of role-based processes, transaction processes, and tens of inquiry dashboards. So fast to implement. The third thing I'd like to share with you is why Sage ERP X3 is cost-effective. Well, I guess you had some reasons already, because when you think of superior user adoption, which is a big chunk of your cost in an ERP project, or when you think about fast implementation, you get a feel for why it's cost-effective. But that's not enough. As I said earlier, we've integrated a number of technology, a number of constructs to be able to build a solution like Sage ERP X3. Actually, we have a platform-driven strategy. That platform is called SAFE X3, which stands for Sage Application Framework for the Enterprise. And we've already created a number of applications, not only the ERP, you can see that on your chart, right? And we invite customers and partners to create applications on top of that platform. And the cost effectiveness of that is, again, you have every useful technology, as Paul Walker would say, within the platform. You don't need to go and figure out, what you need to integrate. If you want to do it, you can, but we've provided this for you. In V6, we've revamped and we've added a number of constructs, and I'll come back to this. But we also made that platform evolve to a 64-bit environment, took advantage of the latest technology. One of this latest technology is, of course, the databases we can operate on. I mentioned one already. Let's talk a little bit about what we can do with SAFE X3 and Sage ERP X3 on top of an Oracle database, because that probably can help in scalability, manageability, and cost effectiveness big time. So in order to talk to this, I'd like to welcome on stage Pascal Dumontet, who is the General Manager of Oracle in France. Pascal, if you may.
Thank you.
So, Pascal, thanks to be with us today. Really a pleasure to have you. So, I have a first question, an easy one. Mm-hmm. Why was it so important for you, for Oracle, to be with us for that very day?
Well, first, thank you very much. It's a real pleasure to be with you for this major event. It was important because we've been partners for more than 10 years, first of all. We are building there a technology alliance that is going to bring our customer, our mutual customer, a lot of value. And, we believe that was, essentially the reason.
So thank you for that.
Yeah.
And we're happy to partner with you and to have you today, because that's an important day for us. So now let's say our Sage ERP X3 customer would bet his application on Oracle 11G Release 2 because we're already operating on Release 2. So why would he do that? What would be the...
Well, first point, I want to point out that Release 2, 11G Release 2 is quite recent. It was, mid of last year, and it's real appreciative and for the customers that you were able to take this release, which is the latest release that we have, and it's not very common, first thing. Then we have built together, and with this release, a version that is really going to drive the performance with innovation and to drive the lower cost of IT globally. With this release, we are able to run hundreds of concurrent users. We are able to run hundreds of thousands of transactions per hour with your Sage ERP X3.
So if Sage ERP X3 customers are looking for scalability, there you go, with cost effectiveness and manageability. But tell us, give us a couple of key benefits of 11G.
The benefits of this version is really aimed at lowering cost of IT, which means that if we look at the grids, and we are going to go to low-cost data grids, database grids. If we look at the servers, the scalability of the servers, we're going to, because of the availability and the real application cluster, we're able to lower the cost of data centers, and that goes for every single piece of the IT on that application and for the other application.
And we take advantage of RAC as well.
You take application of that, of course,
cool.
in this specific version.
Now, I heard an exciting announcement coming out of Oracle, so could you talk to a little bit? Yeah, I did, as many ones, by the way. But this one in particular, can you tell us a little bit about Oracle's strategy regarding Exadata?
Okay. You're talking about Exadata version 2. This is a platform and this is a server. This is actually a combination of software plus a server plus networking plus storage. The whole of it makes it the fastest server today that is available in the market. And this is a partnership with Sun Microsystems and Oracle fueling this with all the software that has led to this announcement that was made at least the last Oracle event, which is Open World in last October. So we have absolutely no problem having all the X3 Sage running on Exadata.
and we do actually, and we enjoy that. So Pascal, it was really a great pleasure to have you with us today. I think everyone understands what they can do with this technology and understand how fast we integrated with your technology. And we're very happy with that relationship and that partnership. And we'll go a long way with it. Thank you for being with us today, Pascal. Thank you. Sage, let's talk finance, guys. Okay? So maybe some of you start to feel that pain because you're successful, as 83% of mid-market companies operate at least in one other country than their home country. As 77% of those are European numbers, by the way, 77% of mid-market companies are operating in multi-sites. You enjoy the pain as well, right? So multi-countries, multi-national. Let's see, in a typical finance process, how a monthly closing would operate. So you're the CFO of that beautiful company that has grown, that enjoys success, enjoys that complexity, and you need to do your monthly closing. So how does this happen? Well, you ask a subsidiary, which, by the way, you didn't know anything about what they did last month, right, to send their report. And they usually do this with a third-party tool, sometimes Excel, many times Excel, but some other things, right? And then you do that, the subsidiaries would do that at D+4, D+6 best case, right? And then you have to do your reporting. So you would do that D+8, D+10. What do? Check for errors, deal with multi-currencies, go for intercompany flows, and not anymore. So, by the way, who has a monthly closing over 10 days, D+10, over 10 days? Show me your hands, guys. Oh, come on, you're not that good. Well, not anymore with V6, okay? With V6, we introduce a typical I should say, an exceptional solution to have this in one unified repository. So no longer do you need that reporting being done in a third-party tool. You get your reporting real time because you get access to the entire, your complete set of books. Whatever the country, whatever the currency, whatever your activity, whatever the industry your subsidiaries are working in, you have this in one single repository. So easy reporting, all included at any time. You can aim for fast close now. That's at your reach. And what is very important for CFOs is they want visibility and control, and they have full visibility and control with Sage ERP X3 V6. So that's another reason for cost effectiveness of that solution. I'm sure you cheer that with me. Let's switch gears. And let's go to the fourth and last element, last chapter I wanted to share with you today. It's about user and web-centric. What did we do in V6 about this? V6 is really a new technology step. We've introduced a number of things. Let me refer to some of those. First of all, we introduced a new, well, it didn't exist before in the Safe X3 platform, Safe X3 Web Application Server. That is based on Tomcat and Apache technology, and that gives you the ability to feed your website or your intranet site with real-time ERP data. What you're seeing here is an e-commerce site, powered by Sage ERP X3. So that's an interesting technology. The second one is we've added to our existing SOAP web services, we've been adding REST web services. So I know all of you are not technical guys, but you get a feel for what it does. Why did we add this protocol? Well, because a lot of cloud computing and SaaS applications are leveraging REST protocols to interface. Let me name Google, Yahoo, eBay, LinkedIn, Twitter. They have REST-based services. So in order to better link Sage ERP X3 V6 with all those SaaS and cloud applications, we've implemented REST web services. And you'll see, not very long from now, you'll see a very good example of that with an interesting partner of ours. The other thing we did, I told you we have an integrated development environment embedded in the product, so you can develop processes. It is already very effective, but what we did is we made that environment Eclipse compatible. We integrated that in Eclipse. What is the benefit? The benefit is now developers will enjoy syntax coloring. They will enjoy real-time syntax check. They will enjoy auto-compilation. They will enjoy source comparison. They will actually boost their productivity as developers up to 30%. That's a significant jump, and that's the first step. We also added LDAP directories and Active Directories integration, so we can do better user provisioning, and we can do better single sign-on and have all the information about users in one place. So that also is something that plays nicely to the cost effectiveness of the solution. But there's one last thing I'd like to share with you. One breakthrough innovation, I can use that word, innovative thing. I hope and I'm sure you've never seen this in any ERP solution in the world. What you see here is our existing web user portal. The thing you can personalize and you can add to your portal that you can access through any web browser to the web client of Sage ERP X3 or through the Windows client. You can add RSS feeds coming from everywhere. You can add some URLs, so you can personalize that pretty nicely. And you can also add, of course, Sage ERP X3 processes and data right to your portal. But that was not enough, and we wanted to turn that to ubiquitous. Why? You remember what I said about strategy? We want to re-engage with as many users in the extended enterprise as possible. So how to give the opportunity to all of your employees, to your customers, to your partners, to your suppliers, to access some information that you're storing in your ERP in a very engaging way and with personalization, of course, which is key. And we wanted to do something with a very popular, ubiquitous portal solution. and be able to feed Sage ERP X3 widgets and Sage ERP X3 RSS feed right to a ubiquitous portal accessible with any kind of browser. And we wanted to do this, and we started to do this together with Netvibes. So to talk to that really crazy innovation, I'd like to welcome on stage Freddie Mini, Chief Executive Officer of Netvibes. Freddie?
Emmanuel.
So good to have you on stage today.
My pleasure. Hi, everybody.
So,
No tie.
no tie, no jacket.
No,
You're
no.
Web 2.0 company.
Yeah, I'm global too.
It shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. You're beautiful.
Thank you.
So,
I love you too.
so tell me one thing. Why a Web 2.0 company doing portal to the masses? You have like 5-6 billion users around?
Billion?
Billion, sorry.
Well, yeah, we are growing, our user on our farms.
Okay.
No, we have 3.5 million active users on every month.
Excellent, brilliant.
Yeah.
Why a company like Netvibes would like to partner with Sage to innovate in the enterprise space?
Well, the thing is, we've seen an evolution of the dashboarding needs, and what we saw, in the last couple of years is, in the beginning, browsing from one site to another was okay because the number of publishers was limited, and then was the first bubble of the internet, and then the blogs, and you needed to have a search engine to see where the information was, and recently in the last 2 years. We saw a real explosion of user-generated content, which in fact created a surprising situation where it was a study last month from Weber Shandwick, and saying that 2/3 of the US executive thinks that their brand and their company are image and reputation are vulnerable on the internet, and
Big time.
they have reason to to be worried because just to give you, to share a few numbers. That happen. We have today, today we can count 100 million blogs.
Wow.
That create 3 million posts every day.
Wow.
Twitter, 40 million tweets every day. Facebook, 600,000 photos every second.
Wow.
You want more?
Enough.
2 billion digs on a monthly basis.
Okay.
Which means that today, if you want to check your reputation and see, if your product is doing fine, if people are saying good stuff or bad stuff, where is your competition? You need to monitor. You can't search no more. You need to monitor. And to monitor, you need a dashboard. And guess what we do?
You've got publishing. You've got dashboard publishing.
That's what we do.
You've got the best one.
I think we do.
Okay. Now tell us one thing. Okay, I understand now dashboard publishing, but tell us one thing. Why personal dashboard publishing would be a fit for the enterprise?
Well, it's a fit for the enterprise because what we bring to the table, and thanks for working together. In fact, it's a great pleasure. It sounds like a cliche, but it's true. The thing
Thank
is,
you for that.
Told you I love you.
Yeah.
But the thing, more seriously, the thing is, what Netvibes brings to the table is 187,000 widgets already accessible to eco.netvibes.com. Those widgets exist today. It comes from the outside world. The thing is, if you monitor the outside world, it will give you information on your reputation and where your competition is. But it's kind of pointless if you can't match the information from the inside world, which is your enterprise. Yeah. So that's the reason why we wanted to have a strategic partner on the enterprise side that would be able to work with us on building, using our technology, of course, and your technology, the best widgets that could be integrated into the mass market dashboards that we produce.
But actually, you have some customers in the enterprise space already. I can see you have an example there with a strange name on it. It's a real one?
Yeah, it's a real one. In fact, we do. In fact, we sell Netvibes for enterprise for a year now, so we do have customers. That's a good thing. By the way, Netvibes was profitable last quarter.
Oh, that's good. So it's not okay.
Yeah,
very
that's,
good.
that's
good.
our thing.
Great news.
Yeah, it's a great news from a Web 2.0 company. To make money is a great thing.
That's
great
right.
thing. Why are you laughing? Well, anyway, the thing is, yes, it's a kind of a real customer, although it's it's a fake name because, as I mentioned, if it was a real name, I would have to kill you because it's.
Would it be around Washington sometime?
Yeah, it's based in Washington.
Okay.
It's a kind of secretive thing, but the point of showing this one is, even the most secretive,
Organization.
Thank you. Can use in a very secure environment our product.
So this is the actual dashboard
Yeah.
for that organization, secret organization.
Yeah, it's a fake name.
It's
it's a fake name. But anyway, and it's the fake data. So
You're comfortable with that. Okay.
No need to take pictures of what's on the screen. But the thing is, what we provide is, because you would have to kill me. But the thing is, we do integrate seamlessly where we need to fit. So either through iframe or through CNAME. I don't want to go too technical in here, but also what we provide is a unique technology named push publishing, because what the personalization bring is not only you don't have to think about I stuff too much information, because the user on the other end will be able to add, remove, enrich, or make a simple version of what you give them. So personalization is very, very important. Otherwise, you have to think about who it is targeted to, and so on and so forth. But the point is, when you personalize, the page becomes, of course, the user page,
yeah.
and the publisher of the dashboard can't publish no more. Otherwise, it would, you would kill the page.
With this,
and we believe that we have a unique solution named push publishing that, in fact, mime the way an operating system works, because, in fact, the piece of software that is personalized, that you do personalize and continue to evolve, is your operating system, and it's notified with the changes. So we have implemented a similar technology into our dashboard for the paid version.
and I'm sure you want to know what we do with you.
Well, yeah, because I did a lot of stuff.
Yes.
Now, what can you do for us?
Okay, so I have the pleasure to announce to you Sage Enterprise Webtop, and what will add to what Freddie Mini just said is a widget pack coming from X3, which will have generic and standard widget that can access nearly everything you have in your ERP. And for developers, whether at our customer premises or with our partners, can develop more. And we'll be providing as well applicative widgets like purchase orders or things like that in the standard widget pack that will come with Sage ERP, with Sage Enterprise Webtop. It will operate or on the cloud or on premises, just like you want. And that's an interesting solution and benefit to highlight. And you know what? Cherry on the cake, you can access Sage Enterprise Webtop from any web browser, meaning any device, even starting with mobile phones, right? So that's, I think, a breakthrough innovation. Do you want to see it? Because I think it works.
Well,
it works.
Everything we do works.
We do it as well. So I'm not sure. Do you want to see it?
Well, I won't.
I didn't hear anything. Do you want to see it? Breakthrough innovation right in front of your eyes.
There's this guy. He
doesn't want to see. Okay, yeah. So yes. So let's go for a demo. Let's go for a demo of what we have just released. So here's the Netvibes portal, and we will add now a couple of widgets coming right from X3. We'll add a couple because you cannot do a 1-hour demonstration. And first of all, the user just puts in the credentials, because of course security has to span to those enterprise widgets. You don't want to expose yourself. You choose the number of lines you want to see in that widget, and then you choose what you want to display. Here we're going to start with customers. So you have your list of customers with a status depending on what criteria you want, red or green depending on what you want. You can select some of those customers and make them your favorite because you want to keep track of them, and you will have it kept in the favorite tab. Then you can also go through the list, of course, because it's paginated, so you can go through the entire list. But what you really want to know is, okay, that customer I know, but I don't have the details. So look at this. You drag and drop and right to the portal, and it creates on the fly a new widget with details from your customer. How would you like that? All right? That's pure innovation. And you have every single data available to you on that customer without programming, just a drag and drop on your portal. Now, let's say, okay, I want to see European customers in a new tab. So you would go there, create a new tab, put a name on it, a criteria, and bing, there you go. You've got only European customers. You can also do search and look for some things within your customer database that will be operated. Now let's look at the second widget here. Again, I'm logging in. And this time, I'm going to query product because I want to see how are the inventories of product, in what shape they are and what they are. So it go back again. I do the same thing, choose product, and it will bring back a table with all the products available to me with a status that red, green, or yellow, depending on the level of inventory you carry with those products. You can do favorites again. But if you drag and drop on one product, it will also create on the fly a new widget with product details. Yeah, so what do you think? And if you have a picture of it, well, it would show as well. Now I'm going to pull a second product out of the widget and create another one. So I'm sure you start to understand where we're going. Now, let's say this product is red. I click order, drag and drop, and now it is creating for me on the fly a new widget that is preparing for you a purchase order. That is crazy. With the right references in it, everything you need, and I can drag and drop a second one on the same purchase order. It will create a second line for me automatically. I only have to key in quantities, the dates where I want the product back. I want the product and click order. And when I will click order, it will go back to the ERP, get a confirmation number, and display it right in the widget. How about this? Did you like it?
It's incredible.
Is that breakthrough innovation? Is that user-centric? So, Freddie, it works, but it's not yet still available because it will come with the next point release of V6, but we're going to start the ramp-up process, so we will welcome customers to apply for it, and we'll invite them.
Well, now you have to give something.
Yeah.
You know.
So we'll invite you to be candidates to the ramp-up process and benefit and try and experience Sage Enterprise with us. Freddie, it was a real pleasure to have you on stage.
My pleasure.
We love this partnership.
Thank you very much.
And we think this is really great. So thank you, Freddie. We've come full circle. We've covered a lot of ground. So let me close my presentation with a lot of things I'd like to say about V6. But I can't because we've done a lot of things in the functional area as well. Actually, we've added or enhanced 583 features in X3 in different areas, logistics, manufacturing, sales, what have you. But what we kept in mind, and if you remember what I said earlier, we focused on addressing those top 3 concerns of companies through challenging times, reducing time and cost, through financial span and cost control, to this agility we bring with process optimization, especially in the logistics and manufacturing area, check back on the product and check details. Interoperate across location with international development, coordination, and collaboration, and improve the customer experience with everything we show you in technology, breakthrough innovation to be one of them, and responsiveness, and of course, the concern about extended enterprise. So now I think you understand and you share the excitement that we have in introducing V6 in the marketplace. And I think you will run to demonstration outside to see some plots here and see everything I showed to you. So with that, I'd like to thank you for your attention. Thank you for your time. And Christophe, it's all yours.
Thank you, Emmanuel.